What up, y'all? This your boy Q. We at Bloodline Dynasty, and today we're gonna talk about pricing. One of the most common questions that we get asked is about pricing. People want to know how much their tattoo is gonna cost. So today I'm going to explain how I charge, and I'm also going to teach you how to recognize the quality of a tattoo so that when you go to ask how much it may cost, you will be a little bit better prepared for what you might hear. Now, I charge by the hour. My current hourly rate is $150 an hour. Now, how long a tattoo is going to take depends on a few different factors. Things like the tattoo size and placement, how much detail goes into a tattoo, the pain tolerance and focus of the client, the skin type of the client, all come into effect when you're trying to figure out how long a tattoo may take. I could do the same tattoo on 5 different people, and each person is going to pay a different price based upon how these factors came into play for them. Let's say I'm tattooing 2 different people, and you have one person who's sitting perfectly still like a rock the whole time. Then you got another person who's constantly moving, fidgeting around with their phone, getting up and down, taking thousands of breaks. The person who sits still the whole time naturally is going to end up paying a lower price than the person who's constantly fidgeting around and moving the whole time, because I'm going to be able to get through that person's tattoo a lot faster. So in general, charging an hourly rate makes it so that I can keep everything on an even playing field from client to client and make sure that I'm fairly compensated for the amount of work that I have to put in on each person. Now, when I first started tattooing, I charged an even flat rate for everything. So let's say a tattoo that I'm doing now that will take 10 hours, I charge $1,500 for. 10 years ago, I might have charged you $150 for it. Now, why such a drastic change? Well, when people first start tattooing, they really don't know what the fuck they're doing. So it's common for new tattoo artists to lower their price rates to make themselves more appealing to a broader audience, which allows them to make money while they're learning and continuing to build their skill level up over the years. Once you reach a certain stage, doing flat rates is kind of counterproductive, because the amount of work that you're putting into each piece is going to demand that you charge a little bit more for your work, or you're going to end up wasting your fucking time. Now, when it comes to different price points, the tattoo industry isn't unlike any other industry. Let's take cars, for example. You know, you can go on Craigslist and get a used Ford right now for about $1,500 or less. But you wouldn't expect to be able to go onto a Lamborghini lot and get a high-end sports car for the same price. Because naturally, you know, the high-end sports car comes at a higher quality. The engineering of the engine, the interior, the suspension design is all of a higher quality than something that you would get off of a used car lot. So when you're going into getting your tattoo, it's important that you educate yourself into what makes a tattoo of a higher quality, so that when you ask your artist for the price and they give you a higher price than the last guy, you're able to look at their work and judge and make a better determination on if that tattoo is really worth it or not. Pretty much across every industry, whether you're talking about tattoos, cars, clothing, homes, vacations, you're going to pay more money for a higher quality. So with that being said, how do you determine the quality of a tattoo? Well, the very first and most important thing when it comes to determining the quality of a tattoo is asking yourself the question of, do you like the tattoo or not? Beyond the technical ability of the artist, the most important thing when it comes to an interaction between the artist and the client is that the client is in love with the piece that you provide and that they have a good experience. I have lots of tattoos on my body that aren't technically solid, that I love to this day because of the special relationship I had with the person who did them, and because of the meaning that the tattoo has. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. So beyond everything else I tell you on this tape, make sure that you follow in your heart. The next thing you want to look for when you're trying to determine the quality of a tattoo is a general sense of clarity. You want to ask yourself, can you tell what the tattoo is? If you're looking through your tattoo artist portfolio and on every other page, you got to ask them, what is this? What is this? That's usually a bad sign. You want your tattoos to have enough clarity to them to the point where you can at least tell what the forms and shapes are and get a general idea of what the piece is trying to represent. If your piece looks like chicken scratch and it looks like something that somebody threw up on their plate, you might want to think about going to another artist. Next up is the big three. 3 key points that make a good tattoo a good tattoo. You want to look for clean lines, smooth shading, and solid color. When you look at your tattoo, are the lines clean and straight, or are they wobbly and crooked? When you look at the shading, is the shading smoothly blended from dark to light, or is the shading blotchy and raggedy looking? When you're looking at bright colors, is your color solid, vibrant, complete, well blended, or is your color blotchy, patchy, incomplete looking, colored outside the lines, whack? Asking yourself these questions and being able to develop an eye to be able to know what you're looking at is a crucial part of you not getting fucked over and you also receiving the best quality tattoo that you possibly can. So it's important that you continue to educate yourself so that you know how to properly move forward when you're looking for your new tattoo. So now you know a little bit more about how to identify the quality of a tattoo. Yes, good tattoos tend to be a little bit more expensive than cheap ones. But if you don't have a pocket full of money and you still want to get some good art, there's usually always ways around not having all the money you may need. Me personally, a good majority of my clients tend to split their tattoos up into separate sessions and just come in and pay however much money they want to pay per session, allowing the tattoo to heal, then coming back and doing it again. Beautiful tattoo art is nothing you want to rush into. If you just have a desire to get your body covered with ink and you don't really give a fuck about the quality of it, then go ahead and get your cheap tattoos done. But if you want something that you're going to be able to wear with pride for the rest of your life, it's important that you make the financial investment and the time investment and just do whatever it takes to be able to get the work done. So now you should have a better idea about how pricing works, and you should be able to go and ask your artist how much your tattoo is going to cost and not be so surprised when they give you the reply that you might not be expecting. Make sure that you take all of this knowledge and go and really put your eyes and ears into learning more about the industry and figure it out for yourself. There's no better teacher than yourself, and with experience, you'll be able to learn what works for you and what doesn't. So until next time, good luck and happy hunting.